Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys. So another great day yesterday overall. We went 8-1 back-to-back days, going 8-1. We went 8-1 yesterday. We went 8-1 today, and hopefully keep it going. So the last 2 days, guys, we are 16-2. That math checks out. I double checked it. We're 16-2. In that time, guys, we have a 2-unit play. We have a plus 160 underdog that we hit. And yesterday we had a rare parlay that we took. And we hit that for full unit parlay plus 203. So very good couple days. I do have one regret from yesterday. And I've given it a fair amount of thought. So I probably shouldn't have given out the 2-unit play into free picks. Okay. And I'll tell you why. So look, here's my thinking, guys. I gave out a 2-unit play yesterday, or well, 2 days ago now, to Masterclass, and we got a win. And I try to alternate it a little bit, but the only reason I probably should have just given that play only out in Masterclass. Look, I really like the play. That is a play that hits. I give the system out in Masterclass, but that's a system that hits above 70%. Okay, well above 70%. So we're expecting that to come in, but the reason why I probably should have given it out in Masterclass and not in free picks is because this was a rare 2-unit play where we were giving up a little bit of juice as well. So it wasn't just a straight 2 units. We were actually paying minus 140. So we ended up taking a loss there, guys, which actually is a 2.8 unit loss when you factor in that juice. The reason I should have probably just given that right back to Masterclass and waited for the next one is simply because Masterclass has a much higher volume of plays. So they can absorb that loss a little bit easier than just giving it out in free picks. Okay, so, I guess that's really my only regret yesterday. Certainly do not regret giving that play out. I would give that play out every single day if it comes in. It was our only loss again. As a matter of fact, in the last 2 days, the only game we lost were our 2 soccer games. But yesterday, guys, look, it's 0-0 going into half, and they score in the 3rd minute of extra penalty time in the, or injury time, I should say. Injury time in the end of the first half. That changed the dynamics a lot, okay? If it goes 0-0 into half, we're probably looking at a much different dynamic. It's very rare to score 3 goals in the second half of a game. So, just through some pure organizational skills on my part, we took a loss in free picks. A little bit of juice on free picks. The other 2 plays we won. Look, we won the Islanders. We won Ohio, Virginia. I want to continue to make it equal. Like, I want to give out 2-unit plays to you guys in free picks, and I want to give them out in Masterclass. But I think probably the best thing is just be a little more cognizant of how that's going to affect an overall day. Okay, so 2 days ago, guys, we went 3-0. So last couple days we're not doing so bad. But overall, guys, Masterclass 16-2 over the last 2 days, and some real nice plays built in there with it. What are you guys thinking of March Madness so far? It's interesting, right? I mentioned this on Facebook. I did a little post, and I said, look, there's 2 types of people in this world right now, guys. There's people with busted brackets, and there's liars. And that's pretty much it, okay? No one's got an intact bracket. I don't know. I mean, you know what? If somebody said, okay, honey, pick this. Pick the bracket, and gave it to, their husband or their wife who knows nothing about sports, and said, fill this out, and they just randomly checked off things, maybe they have an intact bracket. But if you know basketball, your bracket is busted. It's long gone. So you either have a busted bracket or you're a bit of a liar. So I don't know. If you have an intact bracket, good for you. But I don't know. All right, guys. A couple things I want to talk about. Okay, so look. You guys have seen this, now several times. If you guys have been with me for a long time, maybe a lot of you guys have been here right from the very beginning. You've seen this again and again and again, okay? And there's a reason why at the end of back-to-back 8-1 days, we're not going to get too high, okay? We're not going to build ourselves up, and we're not going to start, massively adding to our units and that kind of stuff. Because, guys, again, we understand that it's law of average and it's probability, okay? We've had some tough days. We had a terrible January. Okay, absolutely terrible January. And from that, February much better. March, rocking and rolling. Okay, but it's important that you understand, guys, that this is always going to be, this. Okay, it's your slow progression upwards. It's never a straight line. If it was a straight line, everybody would do it. Okay, and it reminds me, guys, when I look at, I'll use Masterclass as an example. Okay, there's people that they'll come into Masterclass. They'll stick around for a little bit. They'll have like a losing week and they'll say sayonara. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I get that. You know what? It's not for everybody. Okay. I hope that from that, they had some educational value that they took from our videos, etc., etc. But, you look at the stock market for an example. Okay. And I can see that, the way that people trade on the stock market today is much different than our previous generation. Our previous generation was very much a buy and hold generation, and it created a ton of wealth, okay? The instant gratification generation that we currently live in, and the society that we live in, okay? Instant gratification is driven into us day in and day out, okay? Remember dial-up internet? Do you think that would fly today? Absolutely not. I mean, be honest, okay? I'm guilty of this. The second my internet is not working, like instant load, I'm freaking out and reloading my internet and doing all this stuff. That's the instant gratification generation. Okay. So when we look at the stock market, guys, like turbulent times. Okay. Through 2008, 2008 was, terrible. 2008, 2007, 2009, it was terrible. Okay. A lot of people sold, they panicked, they sold. And then, they're buying back in again and it goes up. And then, the next downturn is always around the corner along with the next upturn. But if you look at a stock, guys, during a downturn, and all you're seeing is that stock just going straight down, like plummet, 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 and people panic and they make decisions that are, not in their long-term best interest. The best thing you can do in a situation like that, guys, is zoom out, okay? And what do I mean by that? I mean zoom out. Look at a chart. Is a company you're invested in? Is a sector you're invested in? Does it have strong fundamentals? Because time is your ally. And it's no different in sports betting than stocks. But what I mean by zoom out is take a look at a chart where, a stock might have dropped 15, 20%. Okay. Zoom out. Go from a 1 month chart, go to a 1 year chart, go to a 5 year chart, go to the max chart, go to a 50-year chart. And what are you going to see with a company with good fundamentals? You are going to see absolute rocket ship straight up, because as you back up from that chart, you're going to see a stock that went from factoring in splits, went from $5 a share up to $500 a share. But people that held, okay, and they held on, were the people that make the money, okay? I don't know the exact number. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. But it's an amazing statistic how much wealth was created in very few amount of days. Basically, if you missed the best 150 days in the stock market in the last 30 years, you missed half the gains, which is incredible to think about. But, it's important with sports betting. It's the same principle, okay? The same principle, guys, that you cannot look at things in a micro view, okay? You have to look at macro scale. And you guys took economics in school, micro and macroeconomics. You have to look at the big picture, okay? When you're having a downturn, guys, you have to zoom out, okay? And you have to look at the long-term record, okay? And that's why, guys, I preach again and again. If you're interested in Masterclass, I would love to have you, but be prepared for the ups and the downs, okay? It's not just a straight line. At the end of the day, guys, I've been doing this for 16 years. I am supremely confident where I will be down the road, and that is up. But I can't tell you what I'm going to do tomorrow. I can't tell you what I'm going to do next week, and I can't tell you what I'm going to do for the month, because there's too many factors involved in sports betting to be able to predict from day to day, week to week, or month to month. But when you zoom out and you look at a year, guys, rock and roll. It's no different with any sports bettor. Any sports bettor that's ever going to come in front of you and tell you that they've never had a losing month is lying. Plain and simple. Billy Walters, the greatest sports bettor of all time, guys. If you haven't watched his 60-minute interview, watch it. It's like 14, 15 minutes long. I've watched it 20 times. I mean, I love the guy. He comes right out and says, I have losing days, I have losing weeks, I have losing months, but he never had a losing year. Okay? So, at the end of the day, guys, I would love to have you guys in Masterclass. I would. If you're interested in Masterclass, guys, benderwins.com. But it's important going into anything that you manage your expectations, okay? That's anything in life. That's just not Masterclass. That is anything, okay? So when you go out into the investment world, guys, manage your expectations. When you're starting a business, manage your expectations, okay? When you're looking to start in the mailroom and work your way to the CEO of a company, you can still do that these days. Manage your expectations, though. Understand it is going to take time. There's little things that we deal with on these day-to-day basis that continue to drive home this instant gratification need. And it's up to us to fight that temptation, okay? We see out there Bitcoin going up 17,000%. Cool, okay? People made a lot of money on that. We see stocks now like being pumped up 100% in one day. It's not normal, okay? A lot of North American wealth was generated off 7-8% returns. And it can make you incredibly wealthy. We are lucky that sports betting and sports investing offers a significant better return than 8%. But it does take patience, and that's up to you guys. Okay, so let's rock and roll here, guys. I have 2 plays for you guys in free picks today. I have a college basketball play, and I have a hockey play for you guys. In Masterclass, I have 4 plays, and I got a couple like half unit plays that I have as well. A couple long shots there. So breakdown, guys, in Masterclass, I have soccer. I have, what do I have? I got soccer, I got basketball and, or college basketball, and I have NBA. I do not have any additional hockey there, guys. I had a few hockey games today, for today's picks that I was pretty close to doing, and I ultimately laid off. And, I can look at yesterday, guys, I came out and I said, look, I only have 2 basketball plays. March Madness, I only have 2. I have more today. But yesterday, I only had 2 plays. But by being selective, guys, we managed to go 2-0. So, 2-0, certainly better than 2-1. Definitely better than 2-2. Sometimes being selective does pay off. So, let's get rocking and rolling anyways. First off, Wisconsin and Baylor, we are going to go under 137. Okay, Wisconsin, Baylor, under 137. We've steam, reverse line move. Fortunately, the line has not come down much. It came down just a little bit, but it hasn't come down much. I would be willing to bet, which I do like to do from time to time. I'd be willing to bet if you get a little bit more steam, steam on this, we're going to see this line come down significantly from here. So, let's take advantage right now, guys. Get at 137. Wisconsin and Baylor under 137. All right. Next, guys, we are over to the NHL. My only NHL play today, because I did have to lay off a couple. And that is going to be Florida and Tampa. Okay, Florida and Tampa. We are going to go over. Okay, we're going to go over 6 goals minus 115. So over 6 goals minus 115. Florida and Tampa. Florida and Tampa, 2 system indicators on that, guys. And I'll tell you, like, my early leans in hockey, and still a fairly good likelihood that they're going to come in. I was looking at Vegas, floating around between minus 165, minus 170. Early steam came in on Vegas, but since then, I've had a couple different reverse line moves. I think reverse line moves, maybe one steam on the Kings. So with that being said, early on, guys, I was leaning towards them regardless of the steam. I have that steam come in. Now I'm feeling pretty good about my play. But after that, you get a couple reverse line moves come in on the Kings. And I think that when you're in that situation where you have to lay minus 165 on a game, and you're fighting against some steam, I think for me, guys, it's the best thing to do is just to lay off that particular game. I like Vegas in that. I think, Vegas is a much deeper team. But I think maybe laying minus 165 on that, for me personally, a little too much. The second one that I keyed in on and immediately lost the value that was there was Pittsburgh, okay? I looked at the Penguins in this game. 3 steam bets came in like machine gun fire, 1, 2, 3, and rocketed that line up. Maybe that line comes back down below 200. I don't know that it will. but I'm not laying over 200 on the Pittsburgh Penguins. They've been awesome at home. They have been absolutely crushing it at home. The Devils haven't been great this year, but one thing they have been is pretty good on the road. So to me, whatever. We'll save it for another day. Could go 2-0, could go 1-2. Doesn't matter. Because on those particular plays, guys, one of them, I'm just not going to fight against that other reverse line move coming in. And then on the Pittsburgh game, I'm not laying that kind of juice, because I think once you get up over minus 200 in that particular game, I don't think you have long-term value with that. I think pretty much, you might win the game. You're probably going to win the game. But is the long-term value there? I would argue probably not over 200. So those are my leans in hockey. I ended up with one hockey play, and So I'm hoping to keep the train running here, guys. I got, like I said, in Masterclass, I have 6 plays, including some half-unit plays here, guys. And, we do have a few long shots today. So hopefully, we'll get 1, 2, or maybe 3 of them come in. And, move on up to the next level. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate you guys indulging me and sticking around for this full video to get the educational content, which is ultimately what I do want to try to drive home. And hopefully we can make you guys some money. I apologize for giving out that 2-unit play in free picks. I will continue to keep it even, guys. I'm not just going to funnel all my free picks over to Masterclass. I really did feel there was a lot of value. I still feel there was a lot of value in that game. We lost it. I still love the play. I don't like it. I love that play. I would make it a 2-unit play in a heartbeat tomorrow, but maybe I'll just find a better spot for free picks for 2-unit plays. Okay, guys? So thank you very much. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.